Hey guys, Desolate Magic here, and we just got a big announcement. That's not an announcement if you've been following everything Wizards said about Arena for the past couple months, because like months within S ago, they actually already announced this. Perhaps I should clarify the multiple theys we're talking about. So I believe it was the developer team that said, like, one, we're going to add older cards, and two, we're going to make sure that existing cards are still usable in something. Like, basically, they said in Arena, they're not just going to vaporize and that's it. But now the they this time is Elaine Chase, who is one of the higher-ups and been with Wizards forever. And she confirmed just a couple days ago that, yes, they are absolutely going to implement something called Standard Plus. Is that the final name, or is that the working title or the project title? We do not know. But honestly, what else could they call it? I mean, it's not extended. It's kind of extended, but it's not, because extended just buys you more time and then rotates anyway, so doesn't really solve the problem. But it's not going to be full Eternal, Modern, or Commander, because they're not going to bother to program in the other 24,000 unique cards in Magic or whatever. And plus, how would you get them? Like, oh, I'm just going to open 20 packs of Ice Age and 20 packs of Mirage and Tempest. The entire economy would just come down to wild cards. You'd have to build your entire deck with wild cards, and it would just be a joke. Or they could just open it up and let you build with every card, which is not a good idea for about 100 different reasons. So it sounds to me they're just going to go Standard Plus, which means it's everything that has been in Standard since Arena was invented, would be my guess. Although they might cut off Kaladesh and Aether Revolt and all that. Maybe Amonkhet. I mean, the meta was crap. Chain Whirler was terrible. Scarab God was broken. And then let's just go back even further. How many cards were banned from Standard in the last year and a half? The answer is 9. So all those sets can just remain in the void of nothingness that they are right now, in pretty much everybody's opinion. So I legitimately think the starting point might be Ixalan. But remember, before the rotation, we had Kaladesh Onward. They actually were in Arena. Now, the other thing is we've gotten either a leaked statement from the devs or leaked code within the game. I forgot which it was. I'm going to say leaked code or assets that indicated that cards even older than Kaladesh were being programmed into the game. I never saw direct proof of it. I didn't look that much into the issue at the time because there was just so much going on with Arena, and it wasn't the biggest news at the time, but I don't remember. I think it was an Origins card or something that somebody said was in there, but maybe it was for a tutorial, maybe it was for a welcome deck, maybe it was for the future, maybe it was just a testing thing. I mean, it's not like, oh, verified everybody, they're putting this in. And plus, the list of three-letter set symbols, the entire list was accessible in the assets folder or files or decompressed archives, whatever you want to call it, the game code basically. And to just give you the short version, it didn't go back any further than you would think it would. Oh, and also they spelled the Dominaria one wrong and then just went with it. It's, I think, DAR. Good job, guys. So in all likelihood, Kaladesh or Ixalan will be the starting point. I'm going to say since there was a reset and a wipe and they're already removed, they're probably going to ditch the 4 older sets that just rotated. And then what I'm thinking is we'll have Standard, because you've got to keep it Standard. Oh my gosh, can you imagine what would happen if they didn't? I'll hit on that later. But then there will be a second format called Standard Plus, where it's kind of like, oh, you can go back with your old collection and play this if you want. So I think it'll be in addition to the other play styles. And right now, the fact that there's, 4 things that you can play, not counting best of 3 formats? Aren't there like 1 million players or a couple million? I'm pretty sure enough people are online that if you made 10 different formats, nobody would care. I mean, why are they doing, rotating? We're only doing Singleton for a week. Let us do Singleton forever. Why is it not a permanent thing? I love Singleton, and I'm absolutely dominating in it. Where is Brawl? There is literally no reason that Brawl is not in Arena right now. Absolutely no reason whatsoever. So clearly there's room to add more formats permanently, so I think they'll permanently add to the game the next rotation, so sometime next year, Standard Plus. And it'll be just like Ixalan Onward forever. So it'll be like a new sort of Eternal format, but with a new starting point. So in other words, Frontier without all the overpriced crap like fetch lands, although price doesn't matter on Arena, and broken crap like the 9 cards plus some, like Scarab God. that should have been banned. So unfortunately, that's just going to become degenerate garbage, just like every other non-rotating format. Modern just keeps getting worse and worse and worse. And if you don't believe me, like you think, oh, that you have a different opinion of Modern than me, they've had to ban, 20 or 30 cards in Modern or something? It's a huge list. And it's because, okay, new set came out. Well, now this is just broken and overpowered. Oh, new set came out. Well, now this is broken and overpowered. I mean, when you keep adding more cards, certain deck archetypes eventually are going to get more powerful until they're too powerful. So are they going to have a separate ban list for Arena for just Standard Plus? That would be interesting. I think they're going to need to. Now, how's this going to work? What if somebody starts playing Arena 2 years from now? Brand new player. Oh, well, they want to play this Standard Plus thing. They Standard is cool, but there's some older cards they really like. They want to play with, cards from Ixalan because they like pirates. Well, now you get to choose to open packs from what? I mean, let's say 5 years from now or whatever, it'll be like 25 different sets, maybe? How are you ever going to keep up? It would, like I said, degenerate to just, I basically have to build my entire deck with just wild cards because I'm never going to get the card I need with just opening packs from an antique set that hasn't been legal in 3 years. I mean, that's just stupid. Now, there is another thing that they could do, and nobody's talking about this, but it was the first thing on my mind because I do this. This is a rule it's casual, we barely have rules, but in my play group, this was always a rule. When we're playing free-for-all, anything goes, who cares? The rule is you can play the deck as long as the deck used to be standard at one point. The entirety of the deck must have been standard with nothing added since then. So if at one point all of the cards were standard together, it basically is a past standard deck. You can play with it because theoretically it shouldn't be that overpowered. Instead of like, I'm going to use every card ever as a card pool. So they very well could do that and just say, hey, you can play your old, Ixalan Enraged Dinosaurs deck, but you can't use newer cards. The whole entirety of the deck must have been standard at one point, which is going to be highly confusing, but it's more just like, you can store your old deck and then still play with it as is if it's your favorite deck. That would be so complicated and difficult to keep track of, but I think in the deck builder thing, you could add the very first card and it's Pelt Collector. Boom. Now, everything from then on, if you select only include compatibility with Standard Plus, every other card would be within 2 sets of it, or whatever the legality would be, within 4 sets chronologically or whatever. In other words, all the other cards would now be filtered by cards that were legal at the same time as Guilds of Ravnica at one point. It wouldn't be terrible, I guess. I mean, like I said, it'd be confusing, but just think about what a disaster it would be to just say, Standard Plus, it's anything, total free-for-all. I mean, you'd just get broken degenerate decks. Like, just think of the worst deck out right now, the most obnoxious deck or decks, and then just think about them getting worse and worse and worse and worse and worse and worse and worse every time a new set releases. That is literally what it would turn into, trust me. Like a black all discard, where by turn 4 you have no cards in your hand because they use multiple discard effects per turn and you're screwed, now you can't even play your deck. Imagine that, but getting a bump every release or every couple releases by a new best of black discard card. Or Red Burn just getting worse and worse and worse, and Blue Mill just getting worse and worse and worse. It would be a disaster, and in fact, I'm convinced it still will be. I honestly, realistically think Wizards will do it that way. Just straight Eternal Ixalan starting point, boom, let's go. And classical decks like Blue Mill are just going to go to what they are now, and then, look, a new Blue Mill card in Alliances. A new blue card in the third one. And then we would go back to Kamigawa next, which I believe is next. Now the best Blue Mill card in Kamigawa, and then you just get a best of, and before you know it, it's an unbeatable Blue Mill deck. Absolute tier 1, top-notch, top efficiency, hybrid from the last couple years. And you might be saying, but what's wrong with that? Okay, cool, it's a tier 1 deck. Cool, I'm sure there are other tier 1 decks too. Yeah, probably, it's just that deck's evil. Nobody likes Mill. It's the worst thing ever. So are they going to have to manage 2 metas at once, and then are they going to be thinking in the back of their minds, we better not create this card for paper and digital in the new standard set, because this is going to work way too well, or do an infinite combo with the card from, 3 years ago that's in Standard Plus. I mean, infinite combos, like turn 2 combos, it very well could happen. So they are going to have to create a separate ban list. I mean, everything about this seems like a bad idea, other than players being happy they get some value out of their cards. I like my idea. One, vaporize everybody's cards as soon as they get out of standard, and then give them, I don't know, 10 gold for every rare, 5 gold for every uncommon, and something like that. Or for every complete set of 4 that the person had, give them 1 wild card on color, which actually that would be bad. That would give them like literally the entire new set every time 4 sets rotate out. But just compensate people with something, it doesn't have to be anything too great. And then people will be like, okay, those cards are gone, but they gave me some wild cards, some gems, some coins, maybe all 3, to get going with the new set. So it's like, yeah, you lost something, but you gained something, and standard rotates. This is not news. And then if they want to leave the code there because they already designed the damn cards, just leave it to no keep draft. Really simple. Like, want to draft Ixalan and Rix together, because you should. Cool, once a week they'll do a legacy draft, which they better not call it that. That would be confusing. But like an old school, older draft. And you would draft the cards, but instead of like a 5,000 gold entry fee, it would just be like 500 because you draft the cards and then don't keep them. And then you don't have to worry about money drafting, or I should say drafting the cards you need, because there is no money assigned to singles. Well, in Arena. So basically you just say, 500 coins, cool, enter this tournament, I drafted it, oh look, I won, yay prizes, but then your deck and all the cards you chose just vaporize. I hate draft and I would play that. In fact, no matter what they do, I hope they add that to it. So those are the different options the way I see it. I really don't think they should do a static starting point, non-rotating standard plus, but it really sounds like that's what they're doing, so that's a shame. But it also sounds like we won't be forced into it. So what if Arena abandoned standard and it was just a new Eternal format? Like I said earlier, the number one problem with that is somebody joining the game 4 years from now, and now to get caught up, instead of just, I have to open packs from the couple sets that are in standard and build from there. Nope. The new format is standard plus. You have to open this set, this set, this one, this one, this one, this one, this one, this one, going all the way back. I mean, the immediate reaction to a new player would be like, I'm too far behind. Anybody who's been playing since then, they've got full play sets of everything important from the sets. I'll never catch up. I would need $500 literally to catch up on this. Screw it. Just abandon it, let's go play Artifact or something, which, by the way, that game's crashing and burning, big surprise. So yeah, giving Arena a permanently and exclusively different standard than actual standard, like make it all standard plus and that's it, terrible idea, beyond terrible, absolutely impossible to pull off. It would drive away so many new customers, the game would die because of it, and I think they know this. So I think we're going to see it fragmented. We're going to see standard plus and standard. And then anybody who doesn't want to play plus is just going to play standard. That's simple. So it's a lot to think about, but we do have it confirmed by Elaine Chase herself. She made the statement, like, your cards are still going to be useful and it's going to be called standard plus. And that's all we know. So everything else is speculation, but based on, it could only go this way, or this way, I think it's pretty easy to determine which way they either will go or should go. So thanks for watching. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button. I legitimately mean that, because apparently 48% of my viewers on the average video are not subscribers. How the actual hell is that even possible? I would have guessed it's maybe 10%. So yeah, just hit it. Just hit the damn button. I mean, would you really want to miss something really important from my channel? I usually scoop everybody else on the important stuff. I mean, I ain't saying get crazy with it and turn on notifications, okay? Let's just start small here. I mean, even I wouldn't turn on notifications to my own channel. I upload like 2 videos a day. That would just get annoying. But subscribing, it's not that big of a commitment. Just do it. Just subscribe and nobody gets hurt. I mean, I don't want to get violent over it. I mean, I got priors, but I need 48% of you to not subscribed to me. That's crazy. So I will do what I have to do. So just hit the button. Peace out, hoes.